Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 58 of the Under Review podcast. As you can see, Marty is back in action today.
Finally. And just to let you guys, that was probably my one episode that I really wanted to get into, especially with everything going on in Florida and kind of the uncertainty of Auburn this year in Freeze's third year. But now that we have internet, now that my laptop is charged, which we're a day late recording because the laptop fiasco.
Well, it happens. I mean,
and we're 30 minutes late recording because
volume issues.
Who would believe we would have technical difficulties?
Me, I would believe it.
Right?
But anyways, episode 58 brings us back here, and this week we're going to talk about Georgia and I want to say Kentucky is the lucky team.
Yes.
That just means I have to do homework for the rest of the week because I don't have anything past LSU.
Uh-oh. I don't either, but
I mean,
as you can notice,
you go off what I go off of.
Right. Brittany is redecorating.
It is.
No, really. We had a slight lightning problem the other week and it fried our dryer. So I come home from work and it looks like a Hannah home. She's got clothes hung up everywhere. Papa told her just to go grab some fishing line and hang her up one.
Might as well.
Might as well.
But, we're going to talk about the defending SEC champion Georgia Bulldogs and mid-pack. Well, actually, that was bottom of the pack.
They weren't
bottom of the pack. LSU. Kentucky Wildcats team. And do you have the slideshow at the end with the winners and the losers and the second round officially?
Yes.
Okay, making sure.
Yeah.
But that happens at the end. But let's go ahead and think we got a quick word from our sponsor. Well, no, we don't. Not this week.
Well,
It'll be inserted here.
Hold on, let me figure out how to work my slideshow again.
Yeah, you got it. 256-892-2757. Just call Chuck for all your heating and air needs. Again, technical difficulties. My soundboard is gone this week for some reason. So if it's not my co-host gone, it's my soundboard gone. If it's not my soundboard, it's my mic. If it's not my mic, it's my video.
Or whatever this
contraptment is.
Yeah, it's a Brandon contraptment.
Anywho,
I'm surprised at all these episodes. I have not failed at these chairs yet. I think a couple of weeks ago, as soon as we got done recording, I went to turn and my legs went off, and this number went right here.
But,
all right, I guess it's time to jump into it since you're gonna crop and chop here.
Yeah, I did a lot last week because 23 minutes of me just talking was very painful.
Oh, I was so pissed. I mean, it really was.
It's harder by yourself because there's nobody to bounce stuff off of.
Oh, especially I told Cody that next day at work. I said, you don't understand, especially because I literally just got done with the slideshow and was ready to go, had all my real in-depth Auburn stuff, and I did look in a lot of Florida with Napier and DJ Lagway and all that stuff they got going on. And I waited and waited. And nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday when you were going to record and my laptop went down, I said, I'm going to go just throw my laptop out in the yard and maybe we'll get something out of it.
Call Brandon, say it broke.
Yeah, just say broke.
But we're going to talk about, like I said, the defending SEC champions, the Georgia Bulldogs. I want to start off with them first. Oh, I like it. I need you to send me that, by the way.
Oh, for the thumbnail? Gotcha.
Yep. Georgia Bulldogs. You could have used a logo.
It was just one for whoops and whatnots, but,
Anywho. So we're going to start with Kirby Smart as the coach at the helm. How long does it say he's been there?
Ninth year? I think it's his ninth year.
Ninth year? All right. Couple natties, couple SEC championships, 3 to be exact, 2 college football champions, 105 and 19 at 84% winning percentage.
Solid.
And we're Glenn as defensive coordinator, and Bobo returning as offensive coordinator, and then Travis Robinson.
That's the same Bobo that was at Auburn.
I thought
that's not who you think it is.
Yeah, okay.
That's Travis Williams.
Okay, there we go. Travis Robinson, co-defensive coordinator and safeties coach.
Probably, again, I think we said it, this is probably one of the best coaching staffs in the SEC. As far as especially they being 2 SEC titles, 2 national titles, 3 SEC titles in the last 5 and 6 years. So,
well, Will Muschamp was also on this team too. I don't know if he left this year or what.
I'm not sure. I
didn't see him on anything that I was looking at though, so I don't know.
I didn't either, and I know the Schumer and the other guy. I know that this is their both second or third season right in that area.
Yeah, Bobo can run an offense. I'll tell you that.
Are you juggling over there?
No, it's my lacrosse ball.
Who plays lacrosse?
Nobody. It's for injuries.
You just have a lacrosse ball? It's
for when I got hurt.
To go around with your Packers helmet and your Auburn ring?
Yeah. And my pops and my bobbleheads and whatnot's all over here. My knickknacks and paddywhacks.
I see your knickknacks and paddywhacks.
I need to put those up.
Is that a knickknack I see on the back wall there?
No, it's not. That's a
big knickknack.
That's a baby eater.
No, I'm talking about the Father's Day knickknack. Other side?
Oh, yeah, it's back here.
Solid work, whoever done that.
I don't know.
Under Review Customs.
Gotta find somebody to hang it up or whatnot. But anywho, Kirby Smart. Squirrels everywhere. Kirby Smart is the longest tenured SEC coach.
Be careful.
Mark Stoops.
There you go.
I forgot about Mark Stoops.
I did learn that through my ventures putting the slideshow together.
Second, I should say, longest tenured head coach inside the SEC. So let's see what else we got to talk about. This
Kirby Smart is the most
winningest,
winningest, the most trophy collected coach.
He's a big old wiener. Anywho, key departures from the Georgia Bulldogs. We're going to start with quarterback Carson Beck, 3,485 yards, 290 completions, 28 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. I don't know if it's a big miss up for them to let Carson Beck walk after the end of last season. But
I don't think they let him walk as compared to what he got had in Miami, as far as the money, the girlfriend, the cars, and all that. Well,
now he lost all those.
Yeah,
the money.
He can buy new ones.
Right.
Honest to heaven, this is a big blow for, especially the leadership on the Georgia side on the Georgia offensively for sure. Not the best numbers he's had at Georgia, but we're still in that limbo area with Gunnar Stockton. So it is a big loss, but hopefully that Gunnar can come in and fill the shoes, you could say.
All right, and then first round pick, defensive lineman Jalen Walker will be playing in Atlanta next year. 61 tackles, 38 solo, 6.5 sacks, 2 pass breakups, and 2 fumble recoveries. I want to say he was
second rounder.
No, he was first rounder.
Okay.
He was fourth on the team with total tackles, led by the next guy, is defensive back Malachi Starks with 77 tackles, 52 solos, 3 pass breakups, and 1 interception. And I think he got signed by drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. So big pickup for the Ravens. So they also got Jair Alexander a couple weeks back. Sucks to be a Green Bay fan.
Yeah, because see you later, my friend.
Yeah, so we ain't got nothing for him. But I think out of all these are 3 of the biggest ones. There's multiple players.
Mm-hmm.
You had Tate Ratledge on the offensive line. You had Trevor Etienne at running back. You had a lot of players, and it was kind of hard to choose from a very good Georgia team. But I feel like with these 3 pieces and what they got coming in, were the biggest departures coming from me.
I do like that. Like I said, Etienne was a big one for me. just the production they're going to lose from him. But who did they? Okay, now as we speak of this, let's jump over to the key additions.
They didn't have a lot, I want to say. But wide receiver Zachariah Branch coming from USC at 503 yards on 47 catches, 1 touchdown at USC. Defensive lineman Elijah Griffin, number 3 nationally ranked player in this past 2025 class. And then Adrian Maddox coming from UAB at 44 tackles, 30 solos, 7 pass breakups, 1 INT. Also had on that 1 INT was a 99-yard touchdown and 2 forced fumbles.
That's good numbers for the defensive boys. Some Bobby Boucher numbers.
I think my biggest question here is the Zachariah Branch question. Can he perform better with, he's a great kid, he's got great numbers, good highlight film, but, 503 yards on 47 catches and a touchdown is not really what you want to see from a key addition, But the reason I put him on this list is because his potential to be better.
His upside.
Yeah, he has more upside than some of the other guys that they got, especially his brother. But I feel like with Zachariah Branch, had a down year at USC when Miller Moss at quarterback. Miller Moss is a pretty decent quarterback, but USC also had a down year. But with that being said, I feel like Zachariah Branch and Gunnar Stockton could be hooking up a lot more than 47 times this year.
That's what I was going to ask you. How do you think that combo is going to work in the favor of Branch and the favor of Stockton?
Well, you also got to look at players that are coming back. I think Arian Smith is gone. Dominic Lovett's gone. I know they got. I think London Humphreys is coming back. Oscar Delp. I don't know if he is coming back or not. They got Nate Frazier coming back at running back.
That's solid.
So I feel like he should have 75 catches, maybe breaking or bumping 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
and then maybe 7 or 8 touchdowns.
I like that, and I think that's very, very plausible here for that 1-2 combo there.
But it also all depends on how Gunnar Stockton can play, and if not, the next man in charge, and I want to say it's Ryan. Oh man, JD's going to kill me.
Yes, sir, JD.
Pugsley.
Pugsley. He's from Adam's family.
I don't know. But he may have sophomore coming in, so I don't know. I don't know his name. I'm not Ryan Pug. I don't know.
Oh, we don't like that.
No, we don't like Ryan Pugh.
Oh yeah, he is a
turn and a half.
Yeah, for the PG viewers.
Yeah, but now we're going to talk about their players to watch, and like we talked about earlier, the running back Nate Frazier, who had a great year last year, to be split snaps with Trevor Etienne. I had 133 carries on 671 yards and 8 touchdowns. 122 carries went to Trevor Etienne. So they really played a 1-back, 2-back. And that's what made Georgia so deadly last year is they had 2 good running backs that could take, both of them could take 20 snaps a game.
Right.
And that hurt for defense because one guy would wear defense down and the other guy would come in fresh legs and, burn them. So I think Nate Frazier coming in this year, it's going to be a good one to watch inside the SEC at running backs. It's only a sophomore. Then we're going to talk about defensive back KJ Bolden, who's also a sophomore. Had pretty good numbers, had 59 tackles, 40 solos, and 19 assists, 1 sack, 1 pass breakup, 1 interception, and 1 fumble recovery. And that says a lot for Kirby Smart putting a true freshman out there on defense and just letting him run wild. Had 5th total tackles, led the team in top 5 total tackles as a true freshman. Other guys were seniors and draft picks. So, says a lot about the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to talk about this last guy.
Dalen.
Yeah, Dalen Everett, 58 total tackles, 13 assists, 45 solos, 1 sack, 3 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. And he's going to be your senior on that defensive backside.
I don't know if Georgia wears him on their jersey, but he's definitely going to be that captain that's going to really stick this Georgia defense. And again, you were talking about the Nate Frazier. Nate Frazier is coming into his sophomore season. How do you think that's going to affect with the sophomore slump and him being RB1?
Again, and same thing with KJ Bolden as well. We talked about a couple weeks back our players to watch for a sophomore slump, and that kind of continues every week that we do this.
Right.
Especially last week, if you watched Florida, they had all sophomores on our players to watch.
Oh, did they? Huh, I wouldn't know.
Oh, you didn't even watch? Oh, okay. See how much you care about me.
I did a slideshow for it.
But you didn't notice.
That nobody ever saw it.
Right, I didn't. I definitely didn't.
Be them hidden clips.
Yeah, in the archives.
Yeah.
But these two guys are on our sophomore watch list. Nate Frazier, KJ Bolden had great seasons as true freshmen last year. I think, with Nate Frazier getting more carries and more playing time at that running back position, definitely going to be fun to watch. But can he hold up to that pressure? We will have to see. Probably about the Auburn, Ole Miss, Florida side of it. That's about mid-season, about at the start of October for them. So if he can hold on to that, I think Georgia will be very good by that time. Maybe a couple of losses. They play Alabama and Texas in the first couple of weeks and whatnot.
You notice, just a fun fact, you notice how I got the jersey numbers lined up?
6-4-3.
Double play.
Oh, okay. Well, Braves suck too. So.
Yeah, I talked to a guy at work day. They are 5 of the last 6 and got shut out the last 3 games.
Love it.
Woo.
But here's the Georgia Bulldogs schedule starting off on Saturday, August 30th at home against Marshall. That's a 2:30 game on ESPN. I give them a win there.
Yeah, I like the win there.
Saturday, September 6th at home again against Austin Peay, 2:30 on ESPN Plus or the SEC Network. I'll give them a win there.
2-0.
September 13th, excusez-moi, at Tennessee, 2:30 on ABC. Give me Georgia.
Yeah, give me Georgia here.
And September 27th at home against Alabama, 6:30 at Sanford Stadium on ABC. We'll come back to that one.
Yeah, let's hold that one.
October 4th at home against Kentucky, 11 a.m. kickoff.
Georgia.
October the 11th, inside Jordan Hare. I think they've quoted this as a night game already.
Ooh, and it's between the hedges. Oh.
Just not official on this ESPN scorebook yet. Give me Auburn.
I think that's going to be a dogfight because the last 2 or 3 games that Auburn has played Georgia, Auburn hadn't really been an overall really good team, but they have played hammer down against Georgia. So,
well, and again, it's inside Jordan Hare, and I want to say, and this is that part of that schedule where I'm talking about, Nate Frazier and Gunnar Stockton. They need to rise, or they're going to fall. So in this part of the schedule, you start it off Tennessee and Alabama. You get a freebie there with Kentucky, and then you got to go to Jordan Hare and a second away game. So I mean,
I do like Auburn here, and that's no bias. I think, but like you said, between the Tennessee, Alabama game, and even Kentucky get banged up a little bit, you kind of start. If your team's going to stay together or start cracking in certain places where, he's getting 30, 40 carries a game, maybe not that many, and just getting banged up. So I think Auburn can fight this one out if they do the same side in their first 4 or 5 games.
Then October 18th, at home against Ole Miss. Give me Ole Miss, or give me Georgia. So,
yeah, I'll take Georgia.
And then we're going to Jacksonville for November 1st against Florida, 2:30 on ABC.
Rivalry game.
I don't care. Give me Georgia.
Yeah, definitely give me Georgia. Yeah.
November 8th at Mississippi State, 11 a.m. kickoff. Give me Georgia.
Yeah, give me Georgia.
November 15th at home against Texas.
At Texas?
No, at home against Texas.
Okay, I say I can't read good.
Give me Texas.
Give me Texas.
November 22nd at home against Charlotte, 11:45 kickoff on SEC Network. Give me Georgia. And then I don't know where this game's played. It's a neutral site.
It's neutral site, yeah.
Friday, November 28th, Georgia Tech at 2:30 on ABC.
Didn't they upset the Bulldogs last year?
They came close.
Oh, that was the overtime. Yeah. Okay. Georgia
Tech.
No, I'm gonna take the Bulldogs.
Give me Georgia Tech. Don't shoot me, JD. But
jump back to the Alabama game.
So it's I want to say as great as it was last year.
Yes.
Ryan Williams saving Alabama, about the only thing he done good last year. But give me Georgia at home.
Sanford, is this a night game?
6:30 on ABC.
Ooh, are they gonna black out? I mean, that don't fare well.
People will black out, I'm pretty sure, but
that's LSU.
But give me Georgia here. I don't think it's going to be an upset. I'm not biased or anything. I think it's going to be a good hard fight game. I worked that day, right. So I mean, I'll still be at home for the game.
That's going to be. I think it's going to be Alabama's first big test. Besides, and that's what I told Brittany we were sitting on the couch, not to squirrel. But look, I'm excited about Auburn and Baylor, but I'm more excited about that 2:30 Florida State Alabama game.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be
multiple times,
Right, that's going to be one of my favorites. But I think Alabama's got a few more weapons, and give me the red team.
Georgia.
Oh man, no, the cousin red team.
Georgia.
Oh, wait. The one with the elephants.
Okay. Well. Anywho, let's get to Kentucky before we get canceled.
So, kind of about 9-2 here. We're looking at
for you, yeah. I said about 8-3. I got them losing against Georgia Tech.
Well, we'll see. But this Georgia team could be really good, and if they lose a couple key games, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, but. Maybe they might lose one that we didn't see. Never know in the world's what's it called? The world's largest cocktail party or whatever it is.
A bunch of drunkards.
Pretty much. But anywho, we're gonna flip over to the Kentucky Wildcats.
Your other favorite?
Yeah, my other favorite. Which they ain't been fair to me. But one of my favorite coaches is Mark Stoops. Mark Stoops is entering his about 10th year. I'm not looking.
I think it's not 9 or 10.
Brad White is in his 7th season altogether. I don't know how. I don't think it's his 7th season as defensive coordinator. But I know he's been there a while. But he's going to be your defensive coordinator. Your offensive coordinator is
Bush Hardman.
Bush Hamdan. Hardman? Okay. I don't know. It looks like Hamdan to me.
I'll go Hamdan.
Hamdan. But record at Kentucky is 77-73. Mediocre at best. But he's had some pretty bad Kentucky teams. I remember one year they played Louisville. Louisville's their biggest rival. Oh, no. Yeah. Well, I love watching Kentucky because if you like watching a mid-pack SEC team try their hardest,
just
watch Kentucky.
Little engine that could.
Yeah. But Mark Stoops gives all he has on the sidelines, and I love it from where he brought this Kentucky team a couple years back when Joker Phillips was the head coach, and they were just the laughingstock of the SEC. Pretty much, Vandy was even beating them.
Well, that's when the Fine had the Fine Good SEC Sports on Jefferson. Was it Jefferson Sports?
Oh, remember.
Oh, come on, kid.
They were so bad that's playing on TBS for kids. But I like Stoops. I like what he's done. But, you pretty much, was it 6 or 7 and 5 every year? It's still winning, but I mean.
Is it?
I mean, it is.
Is it?
But then we're going to talk about their key departures. First, I do want to start off with saying Bach Vandergrift sucked so bad last year that he is in retirement.
And he was, we had such kind of hopes for him, especially the Ole Miss game, and then there was 3 other key games where he really just crapped the bed. And,
yeah. But he's not on here, but I mean, it kind of sucks. And
not a key departure, it's just a departure.
Yeah. Then they lost Gavin Winsman as well, who went to JSU. But their key departures was wide receiver Dane Key, 715 yards on 47 catches and 2 touchdowns. They also lost Barrion Brown, who was their speedster. Defensive lineman Deion Walker, who I think was a high draft pick, first or second round. I'm not really sure on him. 37 tackles, 13 solos, 1.5 sacks, 2 pass breakups, and 1 fumble recovery. And then Mr. 32, I want to say, he was first round. I do know that. Defensive back Maxwell Harrison, 19 tackles, 15 solos, 1 sack, 4 pass breakups, 1 INT, and 2 forced fumbles.
I like a good forced fumble.
I think Maxwell Harrison was probably the best player on this Kentucky team all of last year, even with Dane Key, Barrion Brown, Sumo Karongbai.
I like Barrion Brown.
Barrion Brown was pretty good. Even Jamin Dumas Johnson. But I loved watching Maxwell Harris. He was very underrated. And to see him go as high as he did inside the NFL draft kind of shocked me. Yeah.
Okay. I just don't have much on. I mean, I just, Vandergrift just,
But, I mean, I think Jamie and Wilcox will be their starting running back this year, so it's kind of fun to watch out for.
Kentucky's got a lot of questions that, I mean, they're giving Mark Stoops the leash. I mean, unless he finishes at the bottom of the barrel again.
I don't think so. He's been there for so long. I mean,
unless
he could
goose egg it.
If he goes 2 and
2-11?
2-10? If he goes 2-10, he might get fired. But I don't see that happening. I really don't. We'll get to the schedule. I'll show you why. But for key additions, again, the guy that we've talked about a lot, one of my favorite guys to talk about, Zach Calzada, 3,744 passing yards on 34 completions, 35 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. And here's one of those big run. It was actually one of those big running backs I was talking about. Dante Dowdle, 614 yards. Who knows? On 143 catches. Sorry, my dyslexia got me. And 12 touchdowns. I don't know where he came from. Can you look that up real quick while I'm talking about Kendrick Law?
Oh, one of my favorites. That's probably their biggest pickup.
I'd say if you're not a Zach Calzada fan, this is their biggest pickup.
I like Calzada, but
ain't nothing wrong with a good calzone every now and then.
Especially at Chef T's up here at the pizza joint.
Anyways, Squirrel.
Yep.
Wide receiver Kendrick Law, 105 yards on 10 catches, supposed to be catches, and 1 touchdown last year for Alabama. As Marty's looking Dante Dowdle up.
Dante Dowdle come from Nebraska and Oregon. He had a stint at both schools.
Which one was last year? Nebraska?
Last year? Yes.
Yeah, okay. That sounds about right. Because I don't see him a lot with Dylan Gabriel. But yeah, I think these 3, and yes, they are offense because that's the biggest missing piece for Kentucky was last year. So I think with these 3 coming in, Jamie and Wilcox.
You got the 1-2-3 punch right there.
Yeah, and some of the other guys that they've gotten this past year, Jamori Macklin and all these other guys, it's going to be really interesting to see. Hopefully that this Kentucky team can hold it out. But let's see who our players to watch are.
For your sake, it is.
I mean, I like watching Kentucky. There's never wrong with an early game to watch. Yeah. Players to watch, like I said, Dante Dowdle. Don't remember what he is. And then linebacker Alex Afari Jr.
He's a running back.
Who?
Dowdle. What year?
Alex is a linebacker. And then Jordan Lovett, who's a senior, a defensive back.
Dowdle is a junior with 2 years of eligibility left.
All right. Jordan Lovett, the defensive back, had 63 tackles last year, 27 assists, 36 solos, 2 interceptions, 1 pass breakup. And then Afari Jr. had 35 solos, 62 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 9 sack yards, one pass deflection, and that's about it. So with these three guys, it's going to be there's some more defensive guys right there, but I feel like the big answer is going to be on that offense. But yes, they're bringing back 3 of the 4 defensive backs that led this team into tackles. Or actually, all 3 defensive backs they're bringing back that led this team in tackles.
So I think that could be a perfect storm for Kentucky. You got a revamped offense, a pretty stellar defense in your guys, and then you are adding these 2 really good guys coming in. So I don't want to say that Kentucky's going to be at the bottom of the barrel.
I've said it multiple times. I can't force myself to believe that.
Yeah, well,
just me. But starting at home on August 30th for the schedule. At home against Toledo, 11:45. Look out for this game. Let's be real.
The Torpedoes.
I mean, we're going to start early, and like I said, I'm going to be fair with everybody. But watch out for the Toledo
Torpedoes.
Toledo Rockets week 1 early. It's an early game. Kentucky has a lot of questions asked. Toledo's a decent team,
Mm-hmm.
But give me Kentucky figuring it out late to win this game.
Mm. They're going to need a kicker.
I don't know if they have one. September 6th, you play at home against Ole Miss, 2:30 ABC. Give me Ole Miss.
Yep.
It goes this way. Yeah.
Okay, I was reading.
Yeah. September 13th, you're playing at home against Eastern Michigan, 6:30 on ESPNU. Give me Kentucky. All right, here's your big one. September 27th at South Carolina. Don't know what time yet. Too many questions. This is early season.
For both teams.
Yeah. Give me South Carolina, though.
Yeah, I'll take the Gamecocks, too. I just think they going to be a little more prepared at this point. But this, again, goes back to if this Kentucky can get a high-powered offense with that revamped 3-headed monster they got, I think it could be closer, but I do like South Carolina here.
Then October 4th at Georgia, 11 a.m., like we said. Give me Georgia. October 11th at home against Texas. Hook 'em. Give me Texas. October 25th at home against Tennessee.
Good old Rocky Top. Woo!
Give me Kentucky.
I was going to say, keep it close, but give me Rocky Top.
Yeah, like I said, there's so many questions that Tennessee has yet to answer.
Both teams.
Exactly. So, and that's why I'm saying, give me Kentucky right here with a little upset. And then November 1st at Auburn, give me Auburn as well. November 8th at home versus Florida, give me the Wildcats.
Oh.
Well, I think I might have flopped that against Florida. I'd have to go back against Florida. I don't remember what I said.
I don't know. Again, it's late in the season. This is about the time Florida kind of shook off the cobwebs and really started figuring it out. So I like the Gators.
Yeah, and then Tennessee Tech, November 15th, 12:30 kickoff. Give me Kentucky. Yep. And then there are 2 rivalry games right here at the end of the year, back-to-back, both away games. November 22nd at Vanderbilt.
Maybe they'll have the scoreboard fixed.
I don't know.
What?
Give me Vanderbilt.
Yeah. What?
And
anchor down, anchor up, anchor left.
Anchor down. November 29th at Louisville. Give me Kentucky. Governor's Cup, baby.
I don't know much about Louisville, but like I said, again, if Kentucky can figure it out, this can be a very underrated team. And yeah, let's go Kentucky's.
All right. Well, that's all we really had to wrap up these 2 teams. Final thoughts: Georgia, pretty good team, not making the SEC championship game. Kentucky a little bit better this year, breaking out of that bottom 3. So
just real quick, do you think Kentucky can be a surprise team, but being a little bit higher in that than middle of the pack?
Again, it just depends on how Dowdle and Wilcox and Calzada and Law play. They have the potential, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But Zach Calzada coming back, he's beat Alabama before. He's beat all these good teams.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the potential. It's just that stretch of Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, at Auburn.
Yeah.
And then Florida. It make or break, And same thing on that Georgia side with that little stretch that they have
with Texas, yeah.
So there's in any way of the SEC, you're going to have that stretch unless you're some other teams. But we'll see. I have big hopes for them.
I think these are going to be two good teams to watch. I mean, it's all teams in the SEC because over the last year or so, I've watched more SEC football than I've ever watched. So for like the first 3 time periods of on Saturday, we get the morning game, middle game, then usually by that time it's time for the cussing game.
Yeah, usually. But now we're on to our best all-time logo of the SEC tournament. And this was the final game of the final match of round 1. It brought you the Ole Miss Rebels and the Block M Missouri Tigers. And by no surprise, let's be real, hotty-toddy Rebel Party brought home the win.
What was the number on this one?
Like 37-5.
We've got to get more fan participation, and that's on us.
Yeah, well.
Compared to the 2000 or whatever we had.
But this week brings us the number 16 seed underdog Bulldogs of the Mississippi Tigers.
You about to get
Mississippi State Bulldogs and the number 2 seed Georgia Bulldogs. So
and just
final thoughts right here. What do you think?
This is our first round in the
first match in the second round.
There you go. I'll spit it out sometime today. I don't know. These are 2 of my favorite of the Bulldog guys. And I like the color scheme in Georgia, but there's just something about that MSU dog. He's walking with a purpose.
Yeah, I mean, to be 16th rank, I'm going bully on this one.
I'm not real sure. Like I said, I looked at it when I was doing the slideshow and thought, I like that Georgia. There's just something about that's just such a super retro logo. And then I could just picture on the Mississippi State the Mike Leach head with this walking dog body. So I don't know yet. When it gets posted tomorrow, I'll flip and flop.
Right. All right. Well,
what was next? Well,
click your button clicker.
Yeah, well, I've tried, but you know how that goes. Anywho, under review custom guys, if you have a sports lover in your family, friends, whatever, and you want a custom piece of art that I've been working on for the last 7-8 months, really got some good stuff out. Just did a birthday piece for one that was a 11x14 relic auto. It had jersey in there. I had the player sign it. Really cool. Hit me up, 205-885-1137, and you can find me also on social media platforms.
All right, then we got Wild Country Homestead is my little homestead me and my wife have going on here. Pickled eggs, homemade bread, cinnamon rolls.
Regular eggs.
Chicken eggs, yep.
What I hear? Butt nuggets?
Butt nuggets, quail, rabbits, anything that you can think of on those lines at least. We have it.
Right. Yeast rolls.
Those yeast rolls make me fat.
Oh, I know. Well, when she was over the other day making them, I was like, I want to try one. But anywho, most definitely.
But, that's all we have for you tonight. So I'm going to say thank you to God for bringing us here. Both of us here this time. Thank you to the wives. And thank you to the Dadpod, Hunter Brasfield, Nicholas Adams. Thank you to Hayden Coker, HCS Media. Thank you, Jud Dickinson and Brandon Trump for helping us get to this another week. And with all that being said, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. Stay tuned. And we'll see y'all next week.
Thanks for making the call to go under review. Join us next time as we go to the monitors. Until then, keep your flag handy.